Alright guys, so I was able to get this Landmaster pretty much done. It runs, it drives. It took a lot to get that little engine to fit correctly. I had it bolted down, everything worked, but the belt was just a little too tight and it was hard to get in gear with the engine running. If you had it in gear with the engine running, it would try to go. What I ended up doing was I pulled the motor back off for about the third or fourth time, drilled a set of holes about 3/16 of an inch further back and let the engine relax, and it works absolutely perfect now. You can start it in gear, you can get it in and out of gear while the engine's running. The only thing, something is going on with this ignition switch. It'll start with the switch, it will not shut off. And I've tried all the wiring on the engine and the original harness, and it just will not kill it. So it has a kill switch button. No biggie. The choke works like it's supposed to, the e-brake works good. And this little thing actually runs probably 20-25 miles an hour. Obviously it'll pick up some speed going downhill. I've got the bed in the shop out there. I've got to get the bed on. I've got to get the seat drilled, the back. I got to weld some flat bar to bolt the back on and then bolt the seat down. And then I've got some flat black painted aluminum. It's real thin. I'm going to build them a roof for it so it'll have a shade. This is going down to a horse ranch of my neighbors. They've been having a lot of problems getting a side-by-side that would work and function. So they bought that one, got a real good price on it. I told them, you know, it needed an engine. I told them I'd put an engine on it, which I did. I got all that going. The little Cushman, I've got the doors in the shop for that. My neighbor had this. I got it running and driving for about a year ago. And she had, not a year ago, excuse me, about 4 or 5 years ago probably. Got it running and driving for her, and then she hasn't used it yet. So she moved out of state. I got it. The only thing that does not work on it is the fan for the radiator. So right now, temporarily, I've got a wire running back there that I can just hook up for the cooling fan. But it runs and drives. I put a new wiper blade on it, cleaned all the windows. It's got a working heater and defroster in it. So I've got this on the marketplace right now for sale. Trying to get rid of some stuff, which kind of leads to the point of this video. I've had my LLC for probably 5 or 6 years, and it has struggled from day one. I have been out here working my butt off in the heat and in the cold to try to make ends meet, make my payroll every month. And if it wasn't for all this stuff I have that I was selling, I wouldn't be making payroll. Sometimes it's real good and I have no problem making the payroll and even making part of the next month's payroll, but the majority of the time I'm out here killing myself, and I'm getting to where I can't do it. It's hard, and I know you guys that have your own business, you know what I'm talking about. It sucks. I've finally just got to the point where I'm about to just and I don't know where I'm going to find one, but I'm probably going to have to go get a job because I can't keep doing this. I sold my New Holland because it was so old and had so many hours on it. I got this Bobcat, which is even older. It's got a lot less hours on it, but it's an old machine, and I'm out here working this thing like a dog. And I'm just spending money hand over fist. You know, I bought that mower. I think I get $5 grand for that so I could start doing mowing jobs, because I used to build pipe fence and do welding. That's pretty much done nowadays. There's too many guys, you know who I'm talking about, that come in and they go down to Harbor Freight and they buy a generator and a cracker box welder and they go out and do these jobs for half or less than half, and I just can't compete with that. So a year or two ago I got out of the welding and started doing some skid steer work. Well, this is all I can afford. I can't afford a $1,600 a month skid steer payment with a cab and air conditioning, so I got to make do with what I got. And as a result, it breaks down, It gets stuck. I've had this machine stuck 3 times in the last 24 hours on jobs. And I mean, it's mowing places that no machine should go, for sure. I got it stuck on dry ground in a big eroded crater ditch. We went out there this morning. He immediately pulled me out with his skid steer. I knew it would, no problem. This track was literally in the air. It had about a ½ inch of the inside that was touching the ground, which that's no traction. The other track on the other side was completely down inside the crater, and the machine was laying on the belly pan. It was not going to get out on its own. And I tried using the brush mower to push me out. No. It was already so far on the ground, there was no picking it up and pushing. You're just pushing against dirt. So he hooked his machine up, pulled it out, easy peasy. We start mowing the rest of the ditch, or I did. And there's cattails. I mean, they're 5 foot over the cab of that thing. And you can't see anything. You just have to mow, go real slow, look down, lift the mower every now and then, look down. You'll see a ditch 4 foot wide and 1.5 feet, 2 foot deep, completely full of water. And so I made my way out, got to the end, got stuck. We got it unstuck, and I could have drove out of the ditch there and moved my truck around to the road, but it's like, no, we need to get this ditch done. So I told him, he said, you want to go back down that way or get out? And I said, well, let me go back down this way. I'll drive over the stuff that I've already mowed. I mean, it's literally like this thick on the ground. You're like driving on a mattress. Well, apparently it's only good for one pass, because when I went back across, it sunk. I had cattails wound up. You couldn't even see the tracks on this thing. I still got cattails wrapped around the axles. It's a mess. So we had to get it out of there. Got it out of there. Barely. Had to get up on the top of this ditch where I had just enough footprint for the machine to inch along, and if I'd have went 3 inches this way, it would have slid down and probably rolled the machine over. Drove down, got in the bottom where it was semi-dry, and made my way. He's like, well, go in the middle. And I'm like, I want to really stay to the side is what I was thinking. Well, I went to the middle, went about 20-30 foot, sunk. Luckily, I knew it was dry behind me, so that time I was able to pick the mower up, tilt it down, push it, and shove myself backwards. And then I got up on the side and just drove at a 30-degree angle till I got out. This all happened from 8:30 this morning till about noon. I think when we got done, it was 12:11, and I was like, that's enough. I'm done. I'm going on vacation Sunday, so we're going to be gone for about 4 days. When I get back, hopefully there'll be a day or two there where my wife will be off and I can actually leave at like 5 or 6 in the morning. We'll go down there early and we'll knock out the rest of the mowing. He's going to help me. We'll probably got a couple of days left. The rest of the mowing we can't even get to. It's so bad. So what we're going to do is we're trying to get with the city and see if we got permission and if they'll pay for us to get 2 machines down there with buckets, and we'll scrape the dirt from the sides, slope it a little bit where it ain't such a drop off, and then we'll pull that into all these cracks where we won't have this problem again unless we get a bunch of rain and it washes it all out. But I've been about to pull my hair out the last 2 weeks to a month. Actually longer than that, but the last 2 weeks to a month has been the worst. I don't know if I've had a heat stroke or not. I know I've had heat exhaustion. I got home today after that, and I literally I've tried to take a nap twice and failed. But I try to get out here and do something, and it's too freaking hot. My gate, that thing's busted. I got to fix that. Now I got to manually pick it up and drag it open. And of course, if you're from Texas, you know how hot something gets when it just sits in the sun baking all day. It gets so hot you can't touch it for more than a few seconds. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. But more than likely I'm going to have to get a job. And that's just going to create another problem for me with our kids and my son, the situation he's in. I'm gonna probably have to take the kids, get up super early every morning, take them down to my in-laws, drop them off, then go to work for the day, and then come home and reverse everything. I was not wanting to do this, but the few mowing jobs I did, they actually would pay good if the people would pay. So I bid these jobs out according to size, or do them hourly. I bid a job in a town about 45 minutes away. It was a two-day job, 2.5-day job, bidded at $1,500. Yeah, no problem. When can you do it? And you'll probably get to do it monthly. I'm like, cool, that's half my payroll. If I can get another couple of jobs like that, I have some freaking room to relax. I can go knock these jobs out, maybe get 2 or 3 of them and get them all done in a week or 2 of the month, and have the rest of the month to concentrate on the shop and my YouTube videos. Well, I did that job 2 weeks ago. I haven't been paid, or 3 weeks ago. I haven't been paid yet. And I keep battling this guy. I'm like, what's going on, man? You know, I really need, are we going to at least get paid by the end of the month? And it's one of them deals where there's a main guy, then there's another guy, and then the guy that's supposed to be paying me is under them. So I'm the 4th in line to get my money. And every time I ask him, which I've only asked him twice in the last 3 weeks about payment, it's been one of them things where he sends me the conversation between him and the guy that's paying him, and he's like, oh yeah, we're working on it. And I texted him 2 days ago, and I said, you know, first it was going to be, yeah, you'll get paid by the end of the month. Well, the end of the month's rolling around pretty dang quick. I was hoping to have it before then so we could actually have money for our vacation. And when I say going on vacation, guys don't think, oh, you're telling us you ain't got no money, but you're going on vacation. Yeah, we are. But we go as a family with the in-laws and family down South Texas. We all go together. We all split everything. And it's our one time a year we do anything. And we're literally driving down to the beach and spending 4 days. It's not a super big deal. It's not like I'm traveling to Crete, you know, or Switzerland or something. No, I probably will never live to go to Switzerland or Crete. But anyways, I just lost my train of thought. I'm so, so the end of the month, I was like, he said, yeah, you should have no problem getting paid by the end of the month. Well, then this week I'm like, okay, dude, we're getting closer. Have you heard anything? He sends me a conversation, and the guy's basically telling him, yeah, I've turned it all in. We should have the money this week. And then the very next thing I get from him is, from that guy to him, the next sentence is, I'm not going to scam you. I did not want to hear that, because that's exactly what a scammer would say. So I may miss out on my $1,500, and I may miss out on that $1,500 a month job, which I was really counting on. So that was kind of like the final nail in the coffin. I'm stressed like you would not believe. Nobody understands what I do every day except me and my wife and the kids and my in-laws, because they help. But it's a lot, dude. Having a special needs 11-year-old, a 6-year-old, I'm 56. I've worked outside my entire life, hard, and just seems like this last 6 months, it has really caught up to me. Today, I pretty much literally laid down in the cattails while they were going to get another machine to pull me. I was drenched. I had a full stream of sweat pouring off of my shirt when I leaned over. It looked like I was peeing. It was just a full stream. I just laid down in the cattails, took my hat off, my glasses off, made the mistake of pouring ice water over my head and thought I was going to have a dang heart attack doing that. But it did help for a little while. But yeah, I cannot keep doing this. And now it's getting to the point I'm desperate. Everybody, open a small engine shop, no, I don't want to do that. And against my better judgment, I'm like, hey guys, I work on small engines now, and I've gotten every piece of crap that hasn't ran in 30 years brought to me, and they'll act like it just quit running, like they just used it to mow their grass last season and now it don't work. And then just the gas alone that's sitting in the tanks is like, dude, that gas is when it was like 75 or 85 cents a gallon. Now this thing ain't ran in a long time, and they don't need just one or two things, they need a lot. But I took these jobs, took them, because it's like I gotta make payroll. My payroll decides that's how much I have to make a month. That's the minimum to pay all our bills. That's what I set my payroll at. And if it was not for me buying stuff on the marketplace or picking it up for free or swapping for it and then fixing them and selling them, I wouldn't have made my payroll at all in the last 6-8 months. I'm just, I don't even know what is going on. I do, but I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for words, obviously. And this has been affecting my YouTube channel for the last year. I've been struggling to get monetized, and the problem is I can't. And it's 100% my fault. It has nothing to do with none of my subscribers or none of the people that watch my videos. It's all me. Because I'll get something here, I'll start videoing, and I'll get it almost done. It's like, well, now I gotta sell it. I got bills to pay. I can't keep dumping money in them and then sell it for a lot of money when I'm done, because I need that little bit of money it'll bring right now. So I have to get rid of it. And nobody wants to see videos that are half finished. I don't, and I know you guys don't. So I've got a few things I've hung on to in hopes that things will level out some and I'll have some room to relax and I can sit down and do a start to finish will it run like I used to do a couple of years ago when I had money and I had time, which I have neither of right now. And one of those things is the little Cub Cadet, the little Cub Lowboy I just picked up not too long ago. I traded a car for it. I've done a few little shorts on that. I know it's going to run and drive. It's just going to take some time. And the other one is a really, really old item that I've been real tempted to sell, but again, it wouldn't bring much. And it'll also make a really nice video, is the little Lockley Wrangler sitting here. So I've got all the stuff to build a new frame to replace that one that's rotten. Got to do some fiberglass work on the body. I've got all the body parts, the engine, and the driver clutch. Obviously the driver clutch is what mounts on the engine. It's missing, but I think it's a Comet 40 series, so I can get one of them. And I've got engines in here to put on it. That's supposed to be an amphibious, basically go-kart. It's got a live axle in the back. It's got a single brake on one side, which is all it needs, either in the center or off to the side. It's got like the Chevron treaded big fat flotation tires, but it's only got 4. So the front 2 steer like a go-kart, and the back axle is a live axle, and it just both back tires going. And I don't know what year it is, if it's a 74, 72. You can look them up. It's a Lockley Wrangler. And I want to say one of the specs on it said it does like 55 miles an hour. Imagine going 55 and just bail off in a pond with it. Better hope all the cracks are sealed. But anyhow, so the Cub, the Lockley, that's like the 2 things that unless we're running out of food, I'm not going to get rid of, so that I'll have at least those 2 things I can make a really, really good video out of. I mean, it's even got to the point where I've got one guy that's got like an old 62 or something Chevrolet pickup, and he's like, dude, I'll buy you all the parts, everything you need. It's an old truck sitting on his property. He said, I'll let you come out here and do a will it run video on it, and I'll supply everything. You just make me a list of what you need and I'll get everything. And I won't own the truck, obviously. He wants to keep it, but I get to make a video and he gets a run and driving truck when I'm done. So there's that. But right now, time. I'm spending every spare minute I got looking around, hustling, trying to figure out how to make money to make ends meet. And it is tough. So yeah, that's where the job comes in. More than likely I'm gonna have to go get a job. Oh, and I do still have that tractor. The engine's stuck and the starter needs to be rebuilt. And I've had the starter off, it's dead. I got a guy I can send it to and he'll rebuild it for me, and then I can get it stuck in the meantime. And I still have that contraption, that old like a combine. Forgot what the actual name of it is. The engine that's on it probably never will run without spending some serious money on it, but I think I can put a little Kubota diesel on it. I think it's 24 horsepower or something, and I could probably get by with a 16 or 18 horse, because all I want to do is make it drive. Where those dual wheels are, them are two big chain boxes that come down. They got like a big dual or triple 40 series chain that basically comes off a drive shaft that runs from one side to the other, and then there's no idler gear in there or nothing, no tension. It's just chain sprocket down to chain sprocket to drive them wheels. And up on the machine itself, if you can see the more redder parts right there, that shaft across there has a built-in differential in the middle, and then on either side of it I think there's like 6 brake bands, and there's sticks on top where you drive it in the seat. You can see the white handles on the 2 sticks. You drive it like a tank, so basically you grabbing and you're braking one side and it lets the other one go. And then of course the little wheel in the rear is just a little caster wheel. It just pivots around, swivels, and all that's a 15-inch, and those are 16s, and the rims are in great shape. They're not rotted out or nothing. So that's another potential. So I got 4 things technically that I can make good start to finish will it run videos on. But if I do go back to work full time, it's going to severely impact the amount of time I have on these, because then I've only got weekends or days off. And if I was already monetized on YouTube, none of this would be an issue. But I'm not. I'm close, but I'm not. And I know I will be. It'll happen. But the sooner I can make a full-blown will it run video from start to finish, probably the sooner I'll get monetized. But anyways, sorry about this whole rant video, but I never have anybody to talk to. My wife gets in from work and she's usually ready for bed. It's like 8:30. You can't just talk to her. Anybody else I talk to, they just don't want to hear it. And I'm sure some of y'all probably don't either. You probably got a lot bigger problems than I got, but sometimes I got stuff I just feel like I need to get off my chest before I lose my mind entirely. But I'm not quitting YouTube. Whether I get monetized or not, I'm gonna keep making videos, and I'll throw shorts in there when I can, and I need to start doing some more live videos. But I don't know. Are any of y'all having this kind of financial problems like this? I mean, how many of y'all are struggling as hard as I am? I feel like I'm working harder in the last month or two than I have my entire life. Like 6-7 days a week, if at all possible, I'm doing something to try to make some money. And I feel like I'm not making any headway. And it doesn't help when you do a job like that, you got money tied up in diesel, wear and tear on your machine, and you ain't got paid yet. So between getting paid for this when I finish it and the mowing job, if they pay me, next month I'll have some room to relax. And the guy I work with, we'll probably have some work too. But at the same time, I'm probably going to be on the hunt for a job shortly after we get back from vacation. So again, I apologize for the rant and the whining. I'm sorry. It is what it is, guys. But with that, I'm gonna let you go. Go check out my channel, watch my videos. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, TikTok, yeah, all of them, Old Iron Finder. And I'm not really pushing the TikTok or the Instagram. I'm throwing shorts on there, and sometimes if I do a long form video, which is very rare nowadays, I will edit it into a short, and I'll throw them on both Instagram and TikTok. So don't give up on me. Keep watching. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Dang it, Sadie, get out of the house. That dog, I don't blame her. She waits for that door to open, and she's like, AC, see ya. So yeah, I hope y'all have a good rest of the day. Stay cool. I'm about to go in and get a shower, and maybe I may try to take another quick little cat nap. That heat drained me bad today. I don't know what was going on with that. If I had some heat exhaustion, I don't think it was a heat stroke, but who knows, could have been. Which reminds me, talking about that, I need to go to the doctor. It's about time to get a good checkout, make sure everything's working like it's supposed to. So y'all stay safe out there, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Later.